enough. For now, anyway. Honey, we've got to be careful or we're going... The door.
Maria!
That's Vic.
Oh.
Maria!
Oh, Vic, I'll be with you in a minute, honey. I'm in the kitchen. You're home early.
Are you alone, Maria?
Why, sure I am, Vic. Here, honey, let me help you. Gosh, I'm glad to see you. Here, sit down. I'll get you a cup of coffee.
Thanks.
Okay. Oh, you look a little tired, Vic. I'll get it for you right away, honey.
Maria,
Yes, Vic.
when did you start to smoke?
Hard by the East River, under the shadows of towering skyscrapers, is one of the many small islands of commerce that go to make up the very large island of Manhattan. It's the Fulton Fish Market. Every one of the little worlds of Manhattan, from the Battery to the Harlem River, has its own symphony of sights and sounds, and the Fulton Market is no exception. But it has added a third dimension, as it were. It has an odor all of its own. It smells as if all the oceans of all the world stood at low tide at one and the same time. But still, the market is a favorite spot of mine in old Father Knickerbocker's overgrown village. The reason is simple. Sprinkled here and there among the tons of mackerel and haddock and sea bass and cod, I have a lot of old friends. And Vic Fontane was one of them.
Frank? Yeah? You finished packing that order yet?
Yeah, all finished.
Then you can take off if you want to. Vito and I can finish up now.
Say, Vic, you talked to the lawyer about Pop's will?
Not yet. Tomorrow, maybe.
See you later, Vic. Anybody home?
Hi! Micah the Ham!
How are you, Vic? Something's wrong, eh?
That's what I want you to tell me. Vito!
Hiya, Mike. ¿Cómo estás?
Down there all the way, Mike.
Vito! You finish up here.
Sure, anything for you. How'd the girls, Mike?
Too many of them, Vito.
Let's go over to Sweets for a cup of coffee, huh?
Sure, anything for you.
Thanks, Sam.
So what's the trouble, Vic?
Vito took this the other day.
Who was the guy with you?
He says he's my brother,
Your brother?
Frank.
I didn't know you had a brother.
He was only 12 years old when I had my accident. When he was 18 years old, he had a big row with the old man. He left town. That's the last I heard of him. Again and again, I tried to have him found, but no luck. Until a couple of weeks ago, when the fellow on that picture showed up, saying he was Frank.
You think he's your brother?
I'm not sure.
Does he have any proof?
I asked him all the questions that only Frank could have answered.
And?
He answered them.
Well, there must be old acquaintances around who knew Frank as a kid.
16 years is a long time, Mike. I never realized how long it was until I started trying to dig into him. There's nobody left who knew Frank well enough to say yes or no.
Well, how about pictures? There must be some old photographs of the kid laying around.
Yeah, there were. I don't know what happened to him after the old man died. Pictures don't mean much to me anyhow. There's one possibility, Mike.
Yeah, what's that?
A fellow by the name of Lou Torrey. Torrey. He and Frank were great buddies up until the time Frank took off. We lived over on Bailey Street then. The Torrey kid was always hanging out at our place, or Frank was over at his. One of those deals. They were more like brothers than we were.
You know where this Torrey kid is now?
No.
Well, the thing I don't understand, Vic, is if this guy in the picture isn't your brother, what's he got to gain pretending that he is?
Nearly $20,000 under the terms of the old man's will.
20,000 bucks, huh? That's a big wad of dough.
There's one more thing, Mike.
And what's that?
I think Maria and Frank have been seeing each other without wanting me to know. You're not surprised?
Well,
I know what you think of Maria, Mike. Maybe you're right. But maybe not. Maybe there's nothing between Maria and Frank, but
what?
Outside of the old man's lawyer and myself, nobody knew that Frank had been left anything. Until I told Maria. Then less than a month later, Frank showed up.
That could be coincidence.
You think it was?
No.
Neither do I.
I left Vic and drove back up the East Side Drive to my place. When I start looking for somebody, I always operate on the theory that sometimes the shortest distance between 2 points is a telephone line. By actual count, there were 34 persons named Torrey listed in the Manhattan directory. None of them was a Lewis Torrey, and none lived on Bailey Avenue. But I took a chance that one of the 34 might be a father, mother, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, or second cousin twice removed, who could tell me where Lewis Torrey was. 1 hour and 25 Tories later, I didn't know any more than when I'd started. 20 Tories had never heard of Lewis. 3 numbers hadn't answered. I left my name and number for 2 who hadn't been home. Just a minute.
Hi, Mike.
Well, hello, Maria. Come on in.
Well, thank you. I tried to telephone you, but your line was busy.
Well, how are you, Maria? As if I had to ask. Well,
Oh, come on, honey. You don't have to be formal with me.
so what can I do for you, Maria?
Answer a question.
Yeah, like what?
Like why Vic wanted you to come over and see him this morning.
Now, how do you know that I saw Vic this morning?
Because I wasn't asleep last night when he called you up. Was it about his brother?
Why? What makes you think that?
Oh, come on now, Mike. It's important to me. I've got to know.
No, why?
Because if Vic didn't hire you to find out if Frank is who he says he is, then I want to.
What's your interest?
Oh, that's a pretty silly question. After all, Vic is my husband. I love him. I don't want to see him fooled by some phony.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I know what you think of me, Mike. I made some mistakes.
Mistakes, is that what you call them?
Yes, that's what I call them. I made them all before I met Vic. I've changed.
Everybody changes, Maria. The only difference is that most people change for the better.
You vicious... You let go of me!
Now,
You're hurting me!
listen to me, you little bimbo. I don't know what you got in mind, and I don't much care. But if you do anything to give Vic Fontani a bad time, I'll tell you one thing. I'll make you the unhappiest woman on earth. Now get out of here.
Do you mind?
Yeah, hello.
This is Mrs. Helen Torrey. I have a message to call a Mr. Mike Hammer at this number.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Torrey, I'm sorry. I called to ask if you could help me locate a man I'm looking for. A man named Lou Torrey. Hello? Mrs. Torrey?
I'm sorry, Mr. Hammer. I can't help you. Here we are. Now run on out and play.
Hi there, Sheriff. Mrs. Torrey? I'm Mike Hammer.
Run along, Bobby.
They went that way, Marshal. Can I come in?
Well, I guess so.
Thanks.
Who are you?
I'm a private detective.
What's Lou done now?
Then you do know him.
I was married to him, off and on, for about 8 years.
Well, 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 no thanks. Well, do you know where I can find him?
Sure, under the nearest rock. What's Lou wanted for now?
Well, nothing. Nothing as far as I know.
That's a switch.
What about his relatives?
Well, there was only his mother. She died when we were still in high school.
Yeah, well, high school. Well, then you must have known him when he lived back on Bailey Street.
I've known him since I was 10 years old. It takes time to get to hate a guy as much as I do Lou.
Well, then you must have known Frank Fontani, too.
Well, sure. Why?
Oh, good. Here. Do you recognize either of these two men?
The one on the right is Frank Fontani's brother, Vic.
Yeah, I know that. What about the other guy?
You don't know?
No.
The other one is Lou.
Of course, Vic is suspicious. You think he got my camera down to the market to discuss the price of herring?
We were crazy to think we could get away with me pretending to be Frank. Look, I'm ready to forget the whole thing.
Well, I'm not. And you're not going to forget it either. Because if you do, I'll go to the police and I'll tell them the whole story.
You wouldn't.
Try me.
Yeah, but if this guy hammers...
I don't care about my camera. This is my chance. My chance to get away from New York, from Vic, from the stink of fish, and... Brother, you're not going to blow it for me.
All right, okay.
Now, look, nothing's changed, except that Vic is going to have his accident today.
Today?
Down on the docks this afternoon when he takes his walk.
Frank. God.
Hey, Vito.
Mike, what's up?
You seen Vic? I'm looking for him.
Oh, probably over at Sweet's having his lunch. He usually eats at this time. Then he goes for his walk.
Walk?
On the docks. He practically walks there every day.
Alone?
Sure.
Well, isn't that a little dangerous? I mean, he's...
Vic? No. He can get around them docks like you in your own living room. Better yet. There's nothing wrong, is there, Mike?
No, I hope not. Grazie. Cinque.
Cinque. Set.
Who's there? Who are you? What do you want? Where's my cane? Hand me my cane. What do you want? Answer me! Answer me!
What's the matter with you?
Guess I just didn't enjoy it as much as you did. Let's get out of here.
I didn't catch up with Vic at Sweets. He had eaten and gone. The manager said I'd missed him by about 15 minutes. I spent the next 20 minutes prowling the docks. I didn't see Vic, and I didn't see anyone who had. And then I spotted him. Vic! Vic!
Mike,
Yeah, what happened?
somebody tried to kill me, Mike.
What?
They took my cane and hit me and pushed me in the water.
How'd you get out?
Stuffed against the piling, grabbed and held on. Got to a ladder and pulled myself out.
I better take you to a doctor.
No. Just give me a smoke.
Yeah, wipe yourself off.
How'd you get here, Mike?
I came looking for you to tell you who Frank really is.
Who is he?
Lou Torre.
That figures. He and Frank were... That's how he knew how to answer the questions I asked him about Frank.
Have you got any idea who jumped you?
They didn't say anything, but I heard their footsteps when they came up. It was a man and a woman.
Maria and Lou.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah. If Vic was sure it was Maria and Lou who had attacked him, that was good enough for me. But it wouldn't be good enough for the police. It couldn't be, because Vic hadn't seen his assailants. I explained that to Vic. I didn't have to. He understood.
So the only thing the police could pick up Lou Torre for is for pretending to be Frank.
Yeah, that's about the height of it.
What about Maria?
Well, if the police pick up Torrey, maybe he'll implicate him. Maybe, maybe not. But I want to get them for trying to kill you, Vic, not for attempted fraud.
But how?
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe we can smoke them out.
What do you mean?
I want to get you out of here before somebody sees you. Come on.
What difference does it make?
I'm going to take you back to my place, Vic. You're going to play dead, Vic. Oh, come on, boy.
I took Vic to my apartment and made him comfortable. I told him to sit tight and not to answer either the door or the telephone while I was out.
Mike, where are you going?
Bird dogging it for Lou Torrey.
My first stop was a cheap hotel near the market where Torrey had a room under the name of Frank Fontani. He wasn't there. My next stop was the Fontani apartment. I thought Maria and Torrey might be holding a little victory celebration. But I drew another blank. No Maria, no Louis, no celebration. There was only one other place I knew to look. I headed back to the Fulton Market, where I hid pay dirt.
£4, that's a good.
Hey, Vito.
Hey, Mike, you're getting to be a regular customer here.
Yeah, I love him, love him.
Yeah.
You seen Frank?
Sure, seen him just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, where?
Over at Sweets having coffee.
Thanks. Hey, get your hands off the scales.
Ah, what, £2.50? That's no good.
Mind if I sit down? Hey, you're Mike Hammer, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
What do you want?
I'm looking for Vic. You know where he is?
Try the market.
Yeah, I tried.
His apartment, then.
He's not there either.
I don't know where he lives.
Yeah, well, I've got some very important news I want to tell him. I'm kind of anxious to see Vic.
I'll tell him when I see him.
Just might be of interest to you, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You see, I had a conversation this afternoon with the ex-wife of an old pal of yours, Helen Torrey. I understand that you and Helen knew each other when you were kids.
I'll let go of me.
What's the matter with you? Don't you want to hear about Helen and Bobby? You know, Bobby's your old pal Lou's only son. Haven't you got any thinking of old Lang you creep?
I'd been lucky. Torrey's toad sticker had bounced off a rib. It had plowed up a furrow of skin, but it hadn't made any holes that needed vulcanizing.
How's that, Mike?
That's fine. Ooh, just fine.
What about the police? You gonna call them now?
No, not till after I talk to Maria.
She wants to talk to you, too.
Yeah, how do you know that?
She telephoned you.
I told you not to answer the phone.
I didn't speak to her. I only lifted the receiver off the hook. But I recognized her voice.
I guess what she's up to. First, she wants to hire me to find out this Frank's a phony. Then she helps Lou try to kill you. Now you say she phones me. I don't get what she's up to. Yeah?
Hello, Mike.
Speak of the devil, it's his kid's sister.
Maria.
Yeah, come on.
this is Hammer.
Mike, this is Maria. Look, Mike, I know how you feel about me, but will you please listen?
Now, I'm listening.
Well, Mike, I'm awful scared. Vic hasn't come home, and no one has seen him since he went for a walk on the docks this afternoon. I'm afraid something's happened to him.
Yeah, like what?
Well, I don't know, but Frank found out somehow that Vic had contacted you. And if Frank isn't really Vic's brother, well, then I'm afraid he's done something to him.
Maybe I better come down there and see you.
Oh, would you, Mike? Gee, I wanted to ask you, but I was afraid you wouldn't.
I'll be down in about half an hour.
Half an hour? Thanks, Mike. And Mike?
Yeah?
Listen, you're wrong about me. I love Vic. I really do.
Sure, Maria. Sure.
Lou. Oh, Lou, honey, this is Maria. Listen, Lou, I want you to come right over. Well, never mind why. I'll tell you when you get here. Okay. Let me go! Let me go!
Maria! Maria!
Oh, Mike!
What's the matter?
In the kitchen.
Tell me what happened.
Oh, Mike, I had to do it. I had to.
Tell me what happened.
You know who he is, don't you?
Yeah, I know who he is.
He knew that you knew. But what you don't know, Mike, is that he killed Vic this afternoon. He killed Vic down on the docks. He clubbed him with his cane and he pushed him in the river.
Did he tell you that? What was he doing here?
He came after money. He said he'd kill me if I didn't give him enough money to get out of town.
Yeah, go on.
Well, I tried to stall him until you got here, but he suspected something. So he took out his knife and he started after me. And then I got the gun and I shot him.
When?
When?
Yeah, when did you shoot him?
Well, you must have heard the shots.
Yeah, I heard him. But those shots weren't the ones that killed Lou Torrey.
What are you talking about?
Come on, honey. You smell anything, honey? No, neither do I. But if you'd shot Lou just now, this room would smell so strong of cordite you could shovel it out by the scoopful.
Cordite?
Gunpowder, honey. You didn't shoot Lou while I was standing out there in the hall.
I did.
No, the shots that killed him were fired maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. The shots that I heard were fired in this room through this window.
Why would I do that? Why would I?
Because you knew that your husband had asked me to find out if this guy was really his brother. And that's why you came to see me, to let me know that you didn't think he was your brother-in-law either.
That's not
It was
true.
your first move to clear your own skirts.
I'm not going to stay here. I won't stay here. Listen, I don't have to listen to you. I won't listen to you.
Mike,
I'm here, Vic.
will you call the police now?
Oh, no, Vic, please listen to me. Lou made me do it. He said he'd kill me if I didn't help him. Vic, please, I didn't want to hurt you.
You're wasting your time, Maria. Vic was never able to see you. Now he can't even hear you.